Do you want to know one of the keys to marriage? I know you've read that book by Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages. Toss it out, because it's not what you need. I got something even better for you. Come check it out. Hi, I'm Brett, your favorite shrink, and welcome. Welcome back to another My 5 Minds production. We're going to talk today about something called self-actualization theory. It's really kind of a cool idea. It works with individuals, it works with groups, it works with families, it works with kids. It's kind of like the how to create relationships. And it's super essential. If you want to create good relationships, again, with your kids or coworkers or spouses, anybody you want, if you want to have good relationships, these are the 3 keys that you're going to need to know. Now, let me start. Again, I always like to start with stories. And the story is of Susan. Susan is married to a retired military guy. And Susan's a mom. I mean, that's kind of her profession. She mothers. And that's what she does so well. But it's not working out so well because her husband, who's, again, retired military, does not like to get mothered. And so when she comes in and she asks him about, what do you watch on TV? What'd you do today? What did you eat? What blah, 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 blah. You know, why are you taking that medication? Why are you blah? When she does that kind of stuff to him, it drives him crazy. Now, he thinks of her as controlling. I think of her as a mom. And she doesn't know how to turn off her mom powers. Now that the kids are gone and grown, she's just really good at this game and doesn't know how to turn it down. But the problem is what it's doing to a relationship. So let me talk about those 3 keys that we talked about in the very beginning in terms of what every human person needs. Now, I know we talked about Gary Chapman and the love languages, but these 3 things I'm going to tell you about are even more important than that. 3 things that all humans need in their life is 1, they need to feel competent. They need to feel like what they're doing well or they're doing good. 2, they need to have autonomy. They need to feel like an individual, like they're their own person. And 3, they need to feel connected. We all need to feel connected. It's essential. It's an essential part of life. If we don't feel connected, it's like taking away the air out of the room. Now, a lot of times in marriages, I'm going to focus on marriages first because I think we see it most often in marriages, but it happens everywhere. So we'll get to the other part later. But in marriage, what we do is we don't realize these 3 needs exist. So, for example, in our couple that we're talking about, he was very competent. He's a commander, he's a pilot, he retired from the military and then became a fire chief, a battalion chief. He's a man that commands respect. And yet when he gets home, his wives question everything he does. Now what that does to him, which may not be her intention, please understand that, is that it makes him feel like he's not competent. And for a guy like this, competence is essential. The other thing that he feels frustrated with is autonomy. He can't watch TV. He can't go hang out with friends. He can't really do much of anything without his wife getting involved. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? When you're going to be back? What's this? What's that? What did they do? What did they say? And she wants to know everything that's going on. Again, it's her mom mode on hyper. But what it's doing, it's killing him. And because it's killing him, it's going to eventually kill the relationship. The other thing that he needs and that all of us need is a sense of connection. So what he does is he sacrifices. He sacrifices the first two for the third. And as noble as that is, as great, that sounds awesome, it doesn't work that way. It's not like I like words of affirmation and gifts or service. I could deal without. The way these three things work is they have to be there for everybody. All three of them. And it works on the wife's side as well. There are many relationships I talk to where the wife, in order to have a connection, in order to create connection, she'll give up her autonomy. Husband will question what she's wearing. A husband will kind of challenge her competence. You know the rule. When a husband gets home, when a guy gets home, whatever he sees you doing that last 3 minutes or 5 minutes when he gets home is what you've been doing all day. That's the way it works. So if you're sitting there resting or reading a magazine or anything like that, death. Because the assumption is that's what you've been doing all day. But that undermines a wife's competence. What a husband is saying at that point is, you're a lousy mom. What are you doing? How are you spending your time? Likewise, it happens with men too. If a wife is challenging her husband in the sense of, he tries to do dishes. He tries to help around the house. And of course, he's a guy. So he's a dork. And he does it poorly. And she challenges him. Well, thanks for washing the dishes, but could you wash the counter too? Really? Are you kidding me? I washed the dishes and you're upset because I didn't wash the counters too? But to her, those just go together. They're just kind of one and the same. But if she doesn't know or doesn't pay attention to his need to feel competent, he's not going to do it. And in fact, where does he get his competence? From work. And so where does he want to spend his time? At work. Where does he want to be? Does he want to be with her? No. Because he doesn't feel competent at home. How are you feeling today? Fine. Tell me about your feelings. Why don't you ever open up and share your feelings with me? I said it was fine. That's it. That's going to make a man not feel competent. And that's going to, again, push him out of connectedness because he's going to seek that competence elsewhere. So here's my homework for you to think about, to practice. With everybody you meet, with everybody you spend time with everybody you interact with, I want you to do 3 things. I want you to, 1, really think about how you can make this person feel special, like an individual. They have autonomy. They can make their own choices. They can make their own decisions. They can do their own thing. I do it with my kids all the time. I never say no to my kids, ever. Hey, Dad, can I stay up till midnight? Sure. How are you going to earn that? Hey, Dad, can I buy this? Sure. How are you going to earn that? I say yes to everything my kids say, but I leave them with the autonomy to figure out how that's going to happen. If you want to spend, the weekend at a friend's house and then stay up all night, okay, but you have to earn that. And I leave it up to them to figure out. So I work with them, but I let them figure out how they're going to earn that. It helps them build autonomy. Competence, second issue. When you're around people, I want you to make sure that you're focused on competence, that you're making sure you're giving feedback and helping people feel good about what they're doing, to feel competent about what they're doing. It may not be perfect. It may not be even what you do, and that's okay. Because that's not the issue. Clean dishes is not the issue. Having a perfect house is not the issue. What is the issue? That we affirm each other, that we help each other feel the best they can about themselves. So we want to make sure that everybody feels competent in what they do. It may not be perfect. It may not be what your standards are. But it's really important that we help them feel confident and competent about what they're doing. Lastly, make sure we give this message that we care about people, that we accept them, that they are part of the family, part of our tribe, part of a community. They are a part. Because feeling a part, feeling connected is essential. And there's a lot of marriages out there, particularly, I know I'm picking a lot on marriages, but there's a lot of marriages out there where the husband per se doesn't feel connected. Home's his wife's deal. Home is what his wife runs. And he comes home, but he doesn't necessarily feel a part of the home or part of the family in terms of family interactions. Let's make sure that everybody feels a part, feels connected, because that is an essential need for all of us. Thanks again for watching. I want you to like if you like. I want you to subscribe if you want more. Again, I'm Brett R. Williams, your favorite shrink, and you've watched another My 5 Minds production. I'll talk to you soon.